Yeah. Know what it is by now. You brought DL 47 all day, and I know it's January 2024, but I've got 2 more videos that I'll need to get done before we have a little break. Your boy DL 47 revisiting as much rugby league information as possible. This time, the third and final video in the Western Suburbs champion fullback Bill Keato video series. This time, the finals games that Bill Keato ended up playing for Western Suburbs. And I did say I was going to have a break in January 2024, but we just got this one and then one more other one after that, and then we'll have a break until February. But going to be back in February, popping it off all day. But anyway, I've said already, if you've been watching these videos, I have said already that Bill Keato played for Western Suburbs Magpies in Australian Rugby League the years 1938 all the way up to 1950, except 1943 and 1945 when he didn't play any games those 2 seasons. And I've said in the early days, West found themselves rooted to the bottom 3 teams in the competition for many, many years. They even got the wooden spoon in 1940 and in 1942. And when they didn't get the spoon, they were finishing second or third last, but he was an outstanding player at fullback for them, toiling his hardest before eventually his and the rest of the team's fortunes improved drastically in the late 1940s. So with that said, the finals games Bill Keato played for West, he played 2 in 1948, 1 in 1949 and 2 in 1950. West, in fact, made the finals in 1945, but like I just said, he didn't play any games that year. And in 1947, they made the finals, but he only ended up playing regular season games, not finals, in 1947. So, the 5 finals games Bill Keato played, he amassed 19 goals for a total of 38 points, and they're all mightily important. So, strap yourselves in. So, first of all, needs a bit of explaining how the final system used to work in the 1948 season. What would happen at the end of the regular season, we'll have the top 4 teams who will be playing finals. Unless teams 4 and 5 at the same competition points, they will then have to play off to see who gets 4th place. But once we got going with the semi-finals, first would have to play 3rd and second would have to play 4th. But with first, their reward for being minor premiers was that even if they lost their game to the 3rd place team, they'd still go to the grand final anyway. So it sounds unfair, but it is the reward, for being in first place, even though it is a bit lopsided, unfair on teams 2, 3 and 4. So with that said, in 1948, West had finished as minor premiers, with Bill Keato leading the charge, and Balmain had finished 3rd. So when West had to play Balmain in the 1948 semi-final, it was Balmain who won 8 points to 7, and Bill Keato got 2 goals for West in that one. But like I just said, the team who were minor premiers were going to be in the grand final anyway. They could afford to take it easy, or they could afford to rest a few players. If they didn't want to get them injured, they could afford to take players off at half-time or with 20 minutes left, things like that. So West did lose 8-7, but obviously they weren't too worried about it because they were going to be playing in the grand final anyway. Then, when the grand final rolled around, they had just happened to play Balmain again. I know, unusual, but these were different finals rules at that point in rugby league history. And like I've said in many videos already, in the 1948 grand final, Bill Keato earned his must-deserved premiership ring when West beat Balmain 8 points to 5, and he got 1 goal, as well as playing a leading hand in that one. Then, in the 1949 final series, unbelievably, West played Balmain again. This time, West had finished in 2nd place for the 1949 season, and Balmain in 4th. So when second played 4th, that was sudden death elimination, no second chances. It was only Team 1 who had the second chance, really. So when second place West had to play 4th place Balmain in the 1949 semi-final, it was Balmain who won this time 20 points to 13 and eliminated West, but Bill Keato at least picked up 2 goals, as well as an outstanding season leading up to that semi-final, obviously. Then, in 1950, when his last and stellar in the Swan Song season, he was piling on the points left, right and centre, unbelievably, we saw an exact reverse in the 1950s final series. We actually saw Balmain finish in 2nd place and West finish in 4th place at the end of the 1950 regular season, and this time it was West who beat Balmain 28 points to 10 in the 1950 semi-final, and Keato that time getting 8 goals. So of West's 28 points, he contributed 16 compared to Balmain's 10. So he literally won them the sudden death semi-final off his boot all by himself. Absolutely outstanding stuff. The other 2 teams, so that I should say first, that meant that West went to the grand final. The other 2 teams in the 1950 final series were South, who had finished 1st, and Newtown, who had finished 3rd. And even though South wouldn't have had to have beaten Newtown to have been in the grand final, they decided to beat them comfortably 30 points to 4 anyway. And then we had a South and West grand final, obviously. And in Bill KEATO'S last ever game for his beloved Magpies, he did everything he could and landed 6 goals in that one. But it wasn't enough, as West fell short, losing to South 21 points to 15 in the 1950 grand final. So there you go. So that's the Bill KEATO series finished. He popped up while I was researching stats, and I thought, well, what an outstanding player. And he hung in there and stayed as a loyal one-cup player and got his just desserts, just rewards, having those successful years at the end of his career. So why not just do a few videos for him? One more video coming up tomorrow. A game that I went to that I was lucky enough to go to. Very, very special in my rugby league recollections. And then we're having a break to February 2024, but we'll be back popping it off, finishing off the Wooden Spoons in 2024. And once we finish them, we'll have a stack more rugby league information coming up. So stay tuned. Back in February 2024. Your boy DL47.